Okay, so real quick, I'm gonna show you how to create a RDP into your instance. Um, how to RDP into your instance. Basically, well, that is basically as I can explain it. But I'm gonna break this shit down because I'm gonna make this shit super simple. I see a lot of tutorials online. First off, I hate when people do all this explaining. You didn't click on this video for all this explaining. Get to the motherfucking work. I get you. However, there are some people out there who need to learn and who are wanting to learn throughout the process. So I'm gonna teach, and this is a teaching motherfucking channel, Blacks in the Cloud, and I'm gonna teach y'all ass. So for starters, you have to keep in mind. I bumped my head. It took me like 4 days to figure this out, and I have help with the help of my instructors, friends, etc. Google, YouTube. Still couldn't find the answers I wanted. So I said I'm gonna start a YouTube page that's gonna, as I'm continuously learning about cloud and to becoming great at cloud. I'm going to help people with problems that I know I run into cloud that I can't just find simple fucking solutions for, especially for somebody just to walk me through the to the solution I need. So I'm gonna do it. Yes, I curse. Most people in IT curse. This is the world we live in. You know, we're kind of vulgar human beings. So get used to that shit. All right, you listen to rap songs and they have all your favorite cuss words in it too. So all right. So let's see. So first off, you want this is how you create a server, a Windows server that you RDP into. You might want to create it because you have employees for a company that you're working for that you have to create attached to a server, etc., etc. So a server, you got to keep in mind every department and company organization has a server, right? And everybody operates off of that server. All right. So that's why you want to create a server. You want to create a server and you want to be able to control that server remotely. All right. So this is exactly how you're going to be able to do that. So I already have one instance running, but I'm going to do one from start, give you a fresh rundown of how to do it. So first off, you're going to launch an instance, create it. Now this is key. You have to keep in mind whenever whatever AMI, your AMI is basically the operating system. You're using the AWS platform, right? This is the AWS platform. There's only a handful of platforms that are corporate that are out there and that are major. I'm sure there's small companies that created their own platforms and blah blah blah, but there's only AWS, Azure, and fucking Google who are the platforms out there for cloud. Right? They provide the platform. You need the platform. All right. So these AWS services sit on that platform. So you're going to create an operating system to be able to put your servers on, to be able to create your servers actually. So AMI, you have Linux. Those are code SSH based. So you want to go down to Windows Server. This is what you're looking for, the free tier. All right. Windows Server. All right. Then you want to go down, make sure, you use the general purpose again, free tier. All right. And my videos are going to get better. It's my first one. Y'all rock with your boy. All right. When it's instance type, free tier, that configuration. All right. So, you if you don't have a VPC, it'll give you the option to create a new VPC, and it takes like literally 10 seconds to create one, and it'll automatically generate the you can just keep the default settings on the VPC and it'll generate one for you. So mine is already selected. Of course, it's a default VPC. I haven't done anything special to it at all. All right. So and then subnet mask. So subnet mask is basically subnet is what's going to what you will allow inside and outside of your instance. So for let me start off. So your VPC is your instance is are the people, right? Your VPC is the house, all right? Your all right. So it's the house that houses your people, houses your instances. All right, your instances, EC2 instances are going to be your servers in this instance. And then your subnet mask is the door. In that house. So it allows people in and out, specific people in and out. So for right now, it's not selected to anything. It is a default, but I want to put it in the availability zone that I'm currently in. I'm in Ohio, so well, I'm not literally in Ohio, but that's the nearest availability zone to me. I'm currently in Atlanta, so all right, I'm gonna select East. Don't make this too difficult and complicated for yourself. Take your time. All right, take it easy on yourself. You can go in and learn all the intricate details on your own. All right, so I have my door of how to get in, and I have my network, the house, what I'm getting into. And so you can I don't recommend you do anything special here. Just keep it straight. Shut down behavior. I'm gonna put the terminate, and only reason I'm changing the terminate is because when I stop my instance, you can if you don't stop your instances, and you can accidentally rack up charges on your instance. Now they're cheap. Amazon is pretty cheap. However, over a long period of time, by you not watching and monitor, that change, that sense can add up pretty fast. So I always like to create a good habit of terminating, even though I have a good habit of also stopping it myself. Well, stopping it anyway. So add a new volume. It has to be 30 gigs when you're dealing with Windows Server. All right, don't worry about it. You're not going over the threshold, so you're not going to be still going to be free. All right. This is 30 gigs SSD drive. All right, keep in mind these are SSD. It's running off of SSD drive hardwares. All right, so which is the latest and greatest hardwares on the market. So add tags. Now your tags is how you're going to keep track of the instance. Let's name it something simple. RDP test. All right. Now, previous RDP names and key values, it'll already have the history of it. So I've been using IntelliPat because that's what I was training with. So you can name it whatever. Just be cautious. It is case sensitive, and when it comes to spaces, things like that. So don't try to do anything super special. But this just helps you easily be able to identify, which is for a much later video. So on something else. So all right, configure settings. All right, create security group. Again, this usually takes about, it's probably like a 5-minute process, 3-minute process really, but since I'm teaching you all, it's taking a little bit longer. So create a new security group or select a security group. So for starters, when we went under here and we had to create a subnet for it, I'm sorry, the subnet is so let's say the VPC is the actual house. The subnet is the actual block that the house is on. So let me switch that up. This because the subnet is a lot. It expands a lot further than just the door. So the subnet is the block that it's on, that house is on. So the VPC is the house, subnet is the block. Go to security group. Security group is the door. All right, that actually lets you into the house. And so make sure you have RDP selected. All right. And you can describe it or whatever, but I'm using one hand to hold this phone and the other hand to create this instance. So I ain't got time for all that. So we're going to review and launch. All right. Yeah, you can review everything, blah, blah, blah. Launch it. Then you're going to choose keep paired. I already have one, but I'm going to create a new one just for y'all. And this is just test. That's a habit of mine when I'm doing things for the first time. So test is what I named it. You can name it whatever the hell you want to name it. All right. Download key pair. It's going to automatically download here. I like to save my stuff to the desktop because it's just easier to locate. Or you can save it to a specific folder for it. I suggest you create a specific folder when you're going to mess around with this a lot. All right. Then go to launch instance. Now, it's going to take probably, you can view the instance here to give you a link directly to that instance. You can add a name and things like that to it. But right now it's pending. All right. So I won't be able to create a password, and you can't RDP into it yet. One thing you want to keep in mind is it has a IP number, public IP number at that. All right. So you're going to use that to get into your instance. All right, identify your instance on the network. So it's not done yet. So it's running. So now it's just about done. Still got to do a few checks. It usually takes about 4 minutes to generate a password for you. So keep in mind, here's another thing you're gonna need. You're gonna need Putty Generator. You can download it online for free. That's not it. Putty Generator. It's Putty Gen. That's the name of it. All right. You're gonna need to download Putty. Putty is what you use to SSH into. It's basically like a terminal that you're going to need to SSH into your instances, and you can also do other things to access and to gain access into your instance, except for RDP. All right. So, but everybody uses Putty to SSH into instances, especially Linux-based and Ubuntu-based instances. So, you got your Putty generator. Let me close this other one. You got your Putty generator right here. All right. So what you want to do is you want to load, because you're going to need that key to create a small password key for your Windows, because your Windows isn't going to accept that long ass key that it created. And I can show you what it looks like just for a test. This is the key. All right. You don't want to have to create this. It's not going to accept all that into that password block. So you have to convert it to a PPK file. So here's how you do it. So again, you're going to go to load, like I just did, and it's currently searching for PPK files, which this already is, but you haven't converted it yet. So you need to go to all files and find a test file. It's a damn test file. There you go. Open it. All right. Import it successfully. Cool. Then you're going to generate a PPK file. Now, move the mouse in here. It just helps move that load button faster. Plus, it tells you, please generate some randomness by moving the mouse over the blank area. I found this the hard way because I sat here for like an hour, like, damn, this thing ain't done yet. And I found I had to do that to kind of expedite things. So, all right, it saved it successfully. What you want to do is save the private key. It says, are you sure you want to save this key without blah, 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 blah? Yes. Okay. Test. Just gonna name it test again. Saved. Okay. So then what you're gonna do is you're going to close this. All right. So now you go back to your instance. You're back in. Okay. And how you find your instances? You just go in the ECT dashboard. You can easily type it in here as well, and it'll also have your history here. EC2. Your instances, again, think of your instances like servers, especially when you're creating servers, all right, for various things that you want to run. All right, so we want to find the one that we just did. And I think the one that I just did is, the test one right here. See, the key name test. Names are very helpful. So you click on it. Then you want to connect, you want to get password. This is the password right here. Now, that PPK actually disregard that because we're not SSH into the instance. We're not using SSH. We're using RDP. SSH is a type of way. Again, it's just another door how to get into your house. This is remember it's a security group we selected. The security group we selected was for it to have access to RDP in, not to SSH in. So that SSH won't even work anyway because we didn't allow for it to go in using the default those settings. So anyway, it's going to ask you for the key paired name because again it has to take that large ass password and crunch it down to a small password. So that's the key name, and then that's the hint. It's going to tell you that's the name of the key pair that you named it. And so you need to find that file, not the PPK file that we saved. So it won't be this one. It's going to be that notepad one that we saved, the original. All right. And see it posted everything there. See? And it saved successfully. It decrypted successfully. It's going to give you decryption. It's decrypting that long key pair file into a short one. That's more that's easier to be used in for RDP, that you're going to need for RDP. So you copy it. All right, copy it to the clipboard. And just for here, I'm just going to copy it here. All right, let me see. Did I paste it here? Yeah. All right, copy it here. All right, and your username is going to be administrator as well. Keep that in mind. So close it. You're going to go to RDP. Let's see. Remote desktop. So remember, you want to get that IP address number. But go to RDP. So that's the IP address number. That's my old one. So, all right. And then you're going, so that's the IP address number. It needs to be able to recognize it. We'll find it. So, okay. So at least it found it. So it has my username login, but you want to change that. All right. Remember, administrator. So administrator is the username. And then the password is here. Now, again, now keep in mind this too, because I learned this the hard way. The password is very specific. So when you save that password as is, try to make sure it don't have any spaces, anything that's not supposed to be capitalized. Like that's not capitalized originally, but just make sure it's exactly as you saved it. Again, be mindful of the spaces. Otherwise, it's not going to work. All right. Hit OK. It's going to ask you basically, this is a trusted source that you're logging into, blah, blah, blah. You don't care. See? And it lets you in the server. And this is a virtualized server. So even though you still have your own Windows going on in the background, you're able to access your instance. This is literally inside your Windows instance. All right, see? And you can go to your server. No, don't want to be found on the network. See? And this is where you manage your server. Also, when it disappeared, but it'll post all your little EC2 details here as well. And it has your IP address right here that you logged into it with. See? And this is how you create your server. Based off of the AWS platform, using the AWS platform. This is how you create your server. All right. And see, you can easily minimize and maximize it because, again, it's just remote. So then you can close it. Disconnect it. Good. And then always remember, go in. If you're not going to use this right now, if you're just using it for testing purposes or you're trying to learn it, always go in and make it a habit to stop to terminate the instance. I know I set mine to the instance settings, instance state. I know I set it to when it stops, it terminates, but I'm going to terminate it automatically. All right. Yes, terminate. And that's how you RDP into an instance. That's how you RDP into a Windows server using your instance. I hope I said that right. So if this is useful, please like, subscribe. Again, I'm creating this page, this company, because I want to help Blacks transition into the cloud. All right, specifically Blacks. And as you know, it's always open to anybody else who's not Black. This is just how we do things over here. So, we want to encourage more Blacks to get into cloud technology on the engineering side, specifically. So that's what we got here for y'all. Please leave a comment below. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to leave them below. All right, y'all. Kick ass.